right there.
Yeah, Hunter Biden was on a podcast, a 3-hour podcast, and it was filled with cuss words. So we had to bleep it. It's like bleep, 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 bleep every second.
But he dropped the gloves.
He did. He talked about his dad's debate performance. Listen to this.
Tell you what, I know exactly what happened in that debate. He flew around the world, basically, in the mileage that he could have flown around the world 3 times.
Yeah.
He's 81 years old. He's tired as You give him Ambien to be able to sleep. He gets up on the stage, and he looks like he's a deer in the headlights.
Excuse me? You gave him Ambien to be able to sleep? He's on 6 medications, according to his doctor, who took the 5th. And that was not one of them. So that's a little different if your president's on Ambien and 81 years old.
Maybe don't give Ambien to someone running for president right before he's supposed to go on stage.
Maybe a thought?
I will say this. I agree with everything y'all just said. But it was a better defense of the performance than what we heard the next day, which is everything is okay. Oh, the president's just tired. This actually makes sense. I know that he is in decay right now. Losing his faculties. But the defense that he gave there, that the president was traveling, he needed some sleep, he went back for a fundraiser, and they gave him an Ambien, that would have been a little bit more believable at the time than what they presented.
But now that you know that he wasn't doing the job, working 3 hours a day, Jake Tapper all of a sudden realizes there's a story inside that story. And then you realize the guy that was not able to do the job, do a press conference, do an interview, now he can't physically do the job to be president of the United States. And he needs drugs in order to fall asleep, even though he's exhausted. And as the debate, which he demanded, by the way, I guess his staff demanded this June debate.
I guess on the flip side, Ainsley, he was in bed at 4 o'clock. He didn't have a problem with sleeping. So I don't know.
I don't know if I'm buying it. Because this has never been talked about before. It's been a year. And Selena Zito, you interviewed her earlier, and she said he's acting just like his dad, but they planned this out. They decided as a family to do this interview. Did they come up with this? Why haven't we heard about this over the last year, if that's the case?
I totally agree with Selena. I feel like this is vintage Joe Biden punching, cursing like crazy.
Would he choose Hunter to represent the family?
He doesn't have a choice.
With a guy like Andrew Callahan, who I've never met before. It's not like he's going to sit down with a prestigious anchor.
He's the closest to the president. He has his personality. He has his fire. The president had already said that he feels like Hunter Biden is the smartest person he knows. If not Hunter, then who to defend him?
Who came in second?
Right.
I mean, wow, I lost to Hunter Biden? Right. And the Joe Biden Rolodex? Thanks.
He also talked about President Trump and President Bukele, who's the president of El Salvador, who has dropped the homicide rate in El Salvador by 50%. His approval rating down in El Salvador is between 75 and 90%. He made Bitcoin legal. He won in 2024 with 85% of the votes.
He gave his people hope.
Yeah, and he ripped up all the cartels and the gangs.
Yep.
They put him in jail. Here's Hunter.
It's a crime what they're doing. He's a dictator thug.
Bukele or Trump?
Both.
Right. Let's not skip over that. He was talking about the illegal immigrants that streamed into our country, and the worst of the worst, they wouldn't take them back into their countries. So the president said, go get a haircut and go down to El Salvador. We're paying El Salvador to keep these guys in. But he wants them here to wash his towels.
I mean, honestly, I do appreciate him doing this interview. It's great comedy for me. I'm kind of enjoying it. But it's like, dude, come on, the audacity. Your dad let the border just flow open, and we have criminals even will shoot a cop in the face. Shoot a cop in the face, knock 7 of his teeth out. The bullet is still lodged in his face right now.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhardt. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.